absolutely. When we, like for example, Jeff.
Jimmy Page. The birth name is James Patrick Page, born on January 9, 1944 in Heston, Middlesex, London, England. He is one of the most influential guitar and musicians of all time in rock music. He is famous as the leader of the famous rock band Led Zeppelin. Nearly every rock guitarist from the late 60s, early 70s to this day was affected by Page. He created his own substance and refused to be restricted with any music style. Please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. Additionally, comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. Early life. Jimmy Page was born in Heston, suburb of London, but at the age of 8, he and his family moved to Epsom, Surrey. His father was the director of industrial personnel and his mother was the doctor's secretary. At the age of 12, in a new house, he found an acoustic guitar being left by a guest or a resident. The popularity of Elvis Presley and British singer Lonnie Donegan inspired the young Jimmy Page to study guitar. At the age of 14, the page for Hugh Weldon's All Your Own Talent program in a famous band of skiffle, the Band of England at the time. Instead of attending college right after high school graduation, the Page decided to participate in his true rock band, Neil Christian the Crusaders. During working with Christian, Page was seriously ill, gland fever, and was forced to quit his job to recover. Bored because he could not follow his passion, he considered giving up music and looking for other love was painting. After that, he enrolled at an art college in Sutton, Surrey. At the university, Page often performs on stage at the contest with bands such as Alexis Corner's Blues Inc. and with guitarist Eric Clapton Jeff Beck. He began performing at the Marquee Club while he was still a student. He played with several bands and soon gained a reputation as a popular session guitarist. After that, he left the school to focus on music. Musical career. He became the most sought-after guitarist during the 1960s and played with famous bands, including the Rolling Stones. In 1963, in his first day, the company was Jet Harris Tony Meehan's Diamonds recording record, reaching number 1 on the single rankings. In 1965, Page was managed by Rolling Stones. Andrew Loog Oldham, hired to act as an internal producer and AR person for the new Immediate Records disc. Jimmy Page reconstructed the rock band Yardbirds in 1968 with a new squad. Including himself, the main vocalist Robert Plant, the drank John Bonham and the multi-music artist John Paul Jones are called Led Zeppelin. Page's past experiences both in the studio and with the Yardbirds greatly contributed to Led Zeppelin's success in the 1970s. As a producer, composer and guitarist, he has helped turn Zeppelin a prototype for many rock bands in the future. As one of the main motivations behind the rock sound of that era, affecting many other guitarists. The solo of Page in the famous epic Stairway to Heaven has been voted by readers of many guitar magazines, including Guitar World and Total Guitar, as the best part of the guitar solo of all time. Led Zeppelin continues to become one of the best-selling bands in the United States. They released a total of 9 studio albums. All are in the top 10 of the US Billboard album charts, with 6 of them reaching the number 1. The group disintegrated in 1980 after the death of the drum of John Bonham at the Pages' home. Page returned to the stage during Jeff Beck's performance in March 1981 at Hammersmith Odeon. He also performed at Royal Albert Hall in London and was introduced in the BBC Radio 2's 2-hour programme Johnny Walker Meets. The multi-talented guitarist plans to set up a new band to bring new music to his beloved fans. Awards. Jimmy Page has been honored twice in the Hall of Rock and Roll, in 1992 as a member of the Yardbirds, and in 1995 with Led Zeppelin. In 2005, his Zeppelin won the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. In 2005, the Page was honored as an Officer of the British Empire Medal to recognize his charity contributions. When Page, Plant, Jones and Jason Bonham performed a one-night charity concert at O2 Arena in London in 2007, the location received 20 million tickets to buy tickets. In 2006, he was honored at the Great Hall of the Music Fame of the United Kingdom. In 2012, the Page and friends in his Led Zeppelin band received the title of Kennedy Center from President Barack Obama during a ceremony at the White House. In 2014, he was awarded the Honorary Doctor of Music University by Berkeley. Personal life. Jimmy Page's personal life is no less brilliant than his music career. The musician has 2 wives. The actor has lived for 10 years with his first wife, Patricia Ecker. The second wife of the Page, Jimena Gomez, musician. There are many rumors about the countless love affair of Jimmy. According to the public, the love affair with a girl named Lori Maddox was only 14 years old at the time when dating the musician was the most shocking. Another scandal broke out in 2015 when Jimmy Page, 71 years old, tells the love affair with actress Scarlett Sabat, who has just turned 25 years old. There is also information about 5 children of musicians born from 3 different women. In 2018, a more than 400-page book telling the story of the group and its former participants Led Zeppelin was published. It will be held on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of Led Zeppelin. He participated in many charity concerts. He participated in Action for the Belief of Brazilian Children, founded by his ex-wife, Jimena Gomez Pericha, in 1998. During the Madison Square Garden show, the Page looked extremely thin and sick. According to the book The Hammer of the Gods, Page is said to have told friends that he just gave up heroin after 7 years of use. Occupational income. Jimmy Page is estimated to have net assets worth $180 million United States dollars. Jimmy Page has made a great deal of money, and he continues to be incredibly successful today. When producing the first Led Zeppelin album, Page spent $4,300 to record and produce it, giving him full artistic control over the final product. This gamble paid off as this relatively small investment turned into $4.6 million in profits for the band and himself. If that wasn't impressive enough, the band's most famous track, Stairway to Heaven, has earned nearly $80 million in royalties alone. Needless to say, this song alone has given Jimmy Page's net worth a very healthy boost. Despite not being a part of any active bands, Jimmy Page makes millions every year from album sales and royalties. Because he is also responsible for managing the band's legacy, Page also works hard on re-releasing remastered versions of Led Zeppelin songs that fans immediately buy and stream. In addition to this, Jimmy Page has also done numerous interviews and, in 2017, was hired to speak at Oxford University about his career in the music industry. How does Jimmy Page spend his money? Jimmy Page knows how to enjoy his impressive net worth and owns a lot of real estate and has an impressive sense of clothing. He has invested his millions in some of the iconic pieces of real estate. He bought the Thames Boathouse in Pangbourne, Berkshire, in 1967 and lived there until 1973. Similarly, he bought the Tower House from Richard Harris in 1972. The house was built in the 13th century French style, and William Burgess was the architect of this home. Jimmy also owned the Mill House in Windsor, Nam, 2004. It's been reported that one of the former Led Zeppelin members died in that house. Furthermore, the Boleskine House and Plumpton Place in Sussex are his other estates. Jimmy Page owns a large collection of some of the most beautiful and eccentric guitars in the world. In an interview with BBC, he revealed that he had owned more than 1,500 guitars. Jimmy Page once called his number 1 Gibson Les Paul as his mistress and wife, except it doesn't ask for alimony, and it is without a doubt one of the most legendary guitars in rock history. Each guitar in his collection is estimated to be worth more than $1 million. His other legendary guitar collection includes the 1959 Fender Telecaster. The market value of this masterpiece is $25,000. In addition to it, he also owns other popular electric guitars including 1950s Futurama, 1961 Dan Electro, Number 2, Number 3, and many more. Moreover, his acoustic guitar collection is also worth mentioning. It includes Martin D28, 1963 Gibson J200, and Harmony Sovereign H1260. Jimmy's acoustic guitars collection is alone worth more than $250,000. Jimmy Page also owns some of the legendary amps and guitars effects. In addition to real estate and guitar, Jimmy Page also owns an impressive car collection. The musician had a wonderful 1936 Cord 812 that he'd fallen in love with because of its classic lines and dimensions. He even had a Ferrari GTB 275, which many believe to be one of the world's most satisfying supercars. Furthermore, the Ferrari 400 GT was a well-known vehicle that Jimmy Page kept in his garage. Jimmy Page lives a lavishing lifestyle. During his Led Zeppelin days, Page, along with his vocalist, used to reflect the attitude of the mid-70s. When every rock star in that era used to show off their priceless leather collection, Page would casually come wearing a classic hat and long coat. Even today, Jimmy is very thoughtful of his dress and is seen in classic suits and gentleman get-ups. It can be said that the legendary guitarist has traveled to almost every part of the world during his touring days. In addition, he has also traveled with friends and family to famous places such as Vatican City, Turkey, Norway, etc. Recently, he shared a photo of him in front of the famous Forbidden City of Beijing, China. Jimmy Page isn't shy about his incredible net worth and impressive career, on par with both the Rolling Stones and Pink Floyd. Please like and share if you find it interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment below the celebrity you want to see in the upcoming video.